Hello folks, welcome to my latest video. In today's video I'm going to talk about each class from the aspect of free-to-play player, and if it is okay for you to play with them, if it will be viable and effective from the aspect of grinding, PvP, etc. And I'll begin with Knight class. This is a unique class I got, and I'll explain from the start which are your main options. So you begin with 4 races. Each has a bit of different stat set, and from there you will of course at level 5 move to rare grade, and at level 40 to unique grade, at level 65 to epic, and at level 80 to legend grade. This class by far is worst at grinding and even at PvP. It relies at this stun ability with their shield that should stun your opponents enough for you to deal enough damage to take them down. From the, of course, Adena perspective, buying skills with Adena, even with honor coins, which you can grind in game. Just speaking about the currencies you can afford without investing diamonds. The skills you can obtain of the epic grade would be upgraded bash, not a bash, but let's see how it's called properly, double shock. So your shock ability will be upgraded. It would help a bit, but not as much as I would expect, so I didn't invest in this one. I got some passives hoping to get a bit more better performance, but unfortunately the class just didn't live up to it. Even though with all these skills I have, all the unique skills, I wasn't satisfied with this class, so just telling you what to expect and how this class fares in combat. Once you reach Oran, you can expect to buy, I believe, being able to buy these skills for Adena in Giran and Aden. You could try and go for even higher grade, but I wasn't satisfied with this class, and just telling about my personal experience, not the class I would go at the start of the game. The next class that you will be able to pick is the Berserker. Hopefully they will have it with a global release. This class came a bit later, I believe a year after the Korean release, so just one race to start with. At the unique grade you can hope to get other classes with better skill sets. This class is okay with grinding. It is pretty solid. It has a high survivability rate, and in PvP I believe this is the best melee class you can pick. All the skills are viable. You can expect easy gameplay with grinding, with PvP early on. You can get some nice skills from the skill merchants for this class. Always from the clan merchant you will be able to get a main attack skill, which is bash. With the clan of level 13 you will be able to get the bash 3, which is much better awakened version of the skill. It will deal tremendous damage, help you in PvP, in grinding. So from the aspect of free-to-play player, this class is totally viable. You can safely pick it up and play with it, upgrade your skills, and later on it just becomes even better. These skills are the ones that I was able to buy for Adena and from the clan merchants, so I still have this class, I still keep it for party dungeons. It helps a lot, it deals great damage to bosses and has a high survivability rate, so if you would go with let's say investing into strength and wisdom, you will get a lot of skill damage boost from wisdom. If you would go with constitution, maybe a bit more time you will be able to stand on your legs, but I don't know, always better option to bring your enemies down to their knees faster than yourself. So let's move to the next class, Dual Blades. This class is just fantastic at going on a grind fest. So if you are into it, into melee, and you want a great class to just grind, harvest the Dana and gear, this is a good class to start with. So I believe that Dark Elf has the best skill sets available. As you can see, always a veteran option, as you see at a rare grade, tells you a bit about which class will be best to pick, so keep that in mind. When going over classes you can get a hint. This is just a hidden, so to say, hint in game. This is a royal version of it. It has 3 awakened skills, which will be awesome to have for single grinding with increased range. So this class acts a bit like a mid-range melee fighter. You can pull 2 to 3 enemies at once, attack them, and just speed up with those money flow and let's say a gear flow you can get just by playing. Going over skills, skills you can get at the green grade are totally okay, but it starts to shine as each class with blue grade skills that become awakened, that buff you a bit, give you more power, and even with NPC traders you will be able to get even more effectiveness with your class, which will help smooth some matches with mana consumption, and of course going with clan merchant you will be able to upgrade your main hitting skill, which is triple slash. This is, you will have a double slash and on top of that triple slash. So moving on, you will, from there you can expect to have some even PvP skills when going to legend grade. As you move to Aden and harvest enough Adena, you can upgrade even further this class, so totally okay class to go with. The next one is in line with the spear class. This class at the start of the game begins to have AoE skills that you can utilize and just go into grindfest. This class has this mode change that changes the way you attack either single target or multiple targets. So at the beginning of the game you will be able to get more opponents, get that AoE, and later on you can even increase that with some lightning strike, etc. So it doesn't do a mid-range, you have to come close to an enemy face to face in order to execute your skills. So a bit more running around rather than standing still with your dual class, so keep that in mind. You would move on a bit more than just do a mid-range attack as you would do with dual blade class. So later on, I haven't played with this class, I wasn't so interested in their moveset and the animation, so I stuck with dual class instead, but for you this class could be your pick as a melee fighter, melee grinding. Moving on, we have a Dagger class, and this class, it's a bit difficult to have. It's a bit squishy, so you need to take note of the potions and try to get your better skills as early as possible to be able to take down your enemies faster. These are all the skills that I got from NPC merchants. So critical wound, grand dagger, mastery, as you can see. I haven't still bought any skill book for dagger class, but it should help a bit, I believe, with increasing your, I think this is assassin vision, yes, it helps to take down enemies faster, and at level 15 clan you can expect to have Shadow Blade, I believe, which will summon your shadow and do a bit better at grinding multiple enemies at once. So AoE starts to shine at level 15, keep that in mind. So this is a mostly one-on-one class. It can be effective if you have most unique skills early on, but that's just for the beginning. Next one in line would be an archer. So archers go with, of course, range attack. They have a power shot, they have a triple shot. They can stay afar and do some serious damage. Mostly their skill set revolves around increasing your range attack, keeping an eye on your mana consumption, giving you some melee evasion, which is all fine. And once you get to buy some epic grade skill books, you will get again less mana consumption. You would be able to do more damage with less HP, so they have this last shot ability which increases your attack as your HP drops, so people usually keep their HP at 40% and they get a bit of increase of damage from this class. This is of course a clan skill book, some passives like Grand Bow increase, as you see, ignore mana consumption because it suffers from mana consumption early on. People would recommend to wear a Carmian set just to help with that mana regeneration and keep those skills firing. Also, people pick dexterity and wisdom as their main attributes for this class, just so we can do better damage and kill enemies faster. Next one is line. In line would be a crossbow class. So crossbow class acts similarly as the bow and arrow class, with that difference that this class just has a passive orb that can be activated and fired upon random enemies around you. So you attack 2 enemies at once, which is totally okay, totally fine. And going at epic grade, you will start to experience some a bit more PvP skills that can help you dodge shots, hide from the enemy, and I think this is a more dynamic approach to range class from the bow and arrow. So if you're into it, you can try this class, experiment a bit, and see if you like it. Personally, I do not prefer range classes, so I didn't play with this class at all, just tested a bit. And of course, your main attack, you can expect this is her main skill, backflip, as you can see, available from clan merchants, and from NPC merchants you can expect to have a bit of passive skills like this one, double chance, range damage. So it's totally okay in class if you're into it. if you are a range attack player, you can pick this class. Our class, I believe it is already familiar to most players out there. This class is just a starting class, the best starting class to level up. Mostly your skills will revolve around healing. At the unique grade you will have a bit more, let's say, a better attack with Aura Flash, so you're dealing more damage to your enemies. You will get some more concentration to remove those penalties with mana regeneration. You will get some more healing power. You will be able to heal party with group heal, and of course this group heal will go, I believe, with high elves. They have it awakened, so they are a bit more party players rather than dark elves, which are single players, so to say, with awakened skill set. Later on this class starts to bring a bit more PvP into it, with Arcane Shield just being the overpowered, with damage resistance, and in some cases with unique cards that have awakened skill, they will have even more damage resistance, which helps a lot in PvP. Judgment is also a great skill to have when going against the undead, but unfortunately it's not available for free-to-play players. You would have to invest the diamonds or just try to grind it, which is pretty hard. So as you see, Grand Orb Master gives you a bit more wisdom, CC resistance against stuns, and so on. So you should, if you're going with a healer, if you're going with easy mode, let's say, so Orb would be your definite pick for the starting class, and even move on if you don't find it that's so boring to play with, as their moveset is a bit dull and not so challenging. So that is what to expect from this class. Moving on to next and last one would be a mage. Now mages early on have some difficulties with survivability, and you would have to heavily rely on your potions. So looking at the skill set, you have some nice AoE attacks with this class. Just be sure to have enough armor, damage resistance, enough potions early on in the game. So I tried to play with this class. It wasn't easy. I switched to Orb because they have same skill set, so this is intelligence and wisdom, so you can experiment with it, try to see if you can endure playing it. Later on you will get Earth Vortex, which would have a bit of earth damage, adding some elemental damage. Next would be Darkness, to reduce accuracy of your enemies. So this class requires a lot of management, micromanagement from you, to be able to live overnight to grind, so to say. You would have to have, as I said earlier, a lot of HP potions, high damage resistance, skill resistance, defense. So keep that in mind. This class is a bit demanding and expensive to maintain. So that would be about the classes in the game. I hope I have explained a bit, gave you a bit of hint, and hopefully you will make a proper decision for yourself once the game launches globally. But don't despair, you can always have 3 free characters at one account. You will not make a mistake if you start with an Orb, a Dark Elf, and from there just try other classes, see what you like, what you prefer. The real investment starts with unique classes, where unique skills can be grinded or bought with diamonds. So going over that line would be a bit harder for players. So try to get the sense of the class before you move on and before you start investing in other skills. My advice is wait for a better card, unique or even epic, and epic cards just rule over other grades because of the attack and cast speed, so keep that in mind. Just find your best pace and your rhythm. Just don't rush it, try everything, see what you like, and once you discover what you prefer, you can start investing and continue and move from there. So that will be that for this video. I hope that you found it interesting and informative. If you did, please leave a comment, thumbs up, and consider subscribing if you would like to see more of similar videos like this in the future. Bye bye.